Hi, my name is Candy Gilberstadt, and this is my presentation on effective classroom management via the token economy system. Hi, my name is Candy Gilberstadt, and this is my presentation on effective classroom management via the token economy system. And we're going to discuss effective classroom management via the token economy system. And the format of today's presentation, we are going to discuss the 5 W's and the 1 H of classroom management, and the W's of the breakdown of classroom management. We're going to move into our theoretical background on behavioral management in the educational setting. We will then discuss the 5 W's of a token economy system. We will move from there into our conclusion and closing remarks. So, classroom management, what is it? Well, since classrooms are complex social and cultural settings with multiple events occurring simultaneously, classroom management is considered to be key to effective teaching. And we know that teaching is a complex endeavor which requires teachers not only to be effective in delivering the instruction, but also maintaining the order. Research has supported the importance of classroom management for effective teaching, and studies demonstrate that more effective teachers generally have better organized classrooms and fewer behavior problems. Effective classroom management has been characterized as the process of establishing, maintaining, and restoring the classroom environment in an effective way for teaching and learning. It refers to all actions taken by the teacher to create an effective classroom atmosphere where students could be highly engaged in lessons. This is, in return, expected to strongly influence the academic achievement of learners because it is widely documented that the actual time students spend on meaningful tasks is fundamental to their learning gains. However, classroom management has been ranked as one of the major problems that teachers face because in regular classrooms, the available time is spent not only on learning activities. Unfortunately, it is also spent on non-curricular activities, organizational issues, and disciplinary problems. Teachers play various roles in a typical classroom, but surely one of the most important is that of classroom manager. Effective teaching and learning cannot take place in a poorly managed classroom. If students are disorderly and disrespectful, and no apparent rules and procedures guide behavior, chaos becomes the norm. In these situations, both teachers and students suffer. Teachers struggle to teach, and students most likely learn much less than they should. In contrast, well-managed classrooms provide an environment in which teaching and learning can flourish. But a well-managed classroom doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It takes a good deal of effort to create, and the person who is most responsible for creating it is the teacher. To manage the classroom, teachers must observe the relevant cues and events, make sense of them quickly, monitor the progression of events, and ultimately make effective pedagogical decisions based upon this informational intake. These skills are consequential, as efficient classroom management has been shown to predict higher student achievement gains, higher levels of learning support, and gains in students' enjoyment. There are benefits associated with developing and validating classroom management procedures designed to prevent inappropriate disruptive behavior in students. Disruptive school behaviors are one of the most prevalent behavior problems in early childhood education. Because young children who exhibit disruptive classroom behaviors are at risk for various academic and behavioral problems as they progress through school, preventing such problems may reduce the need for more intensive services designed to remedy academic skill deficits and treat inappropriate behaviors over the course of a student's school experience. Although reducing a student's inappropriate behaviors is not always correlated with an increase in that student's learning, disruptive classroom behaviors can have a detrimental influence on classmates' learning as well. Educators often spend an inordinate amount of time reacting to disruptive behaviors, which reduces their time to teach. In addition, both the disruptive behaviors and teacher reactions to these behaviors often distract peers who are attempting to engage in sustained academic tasks. Consequently, Preventing inappropriate disruptive behaviors may also enhance all students' learning. Behavioral principles are at the core of effective classroom management. From a behavioral psychology perspective, classroom behavior is evoked, maintained, and shaped by its antecedents and consequences. More specifically, behaviors are strengthened when a stimulus is followed by a response that results in an outcome that increases the likelihood of the future occurrence of the behavior in similar conditions. This process of strengthening the probability of the behavior is known as reinforcement. Behaviors are positively reinforced when they serve to obtain or achieve a desired consequence, and they are negatively reinforced when they serve to avoid or escape a negative outcome. From this perspective, to manage a student's behavior in the classroom, it is necessary for the teacher to be aware of both the antecedent conditions that elicit the targeted behavior and the consequences that support its continuing occurrence. If the goal is to replace a challenging behavior, it is necessary for the teacher to carefully manage both the antecedents and the consequences of this contingency such that the desired behavior will be evoked by the antecedent condition and will be followed by a consequence that strengthens its future occurrence whenever the antecedent condition is presented. Educators who follow current trends in educational policy, law, and research are guided to identify and implement scientifically validated or evidence-based practices. This is a standard that has gained popularity over the past couple of decades. And recommended practices include, but are not limited to, procedures designed to increase appropriate behavior and procedures designed to decrease inappropriate behaviors, hence the token economy system. Specifically, most organizations agree that evidence-based practices meet the following criteria: the use of a sound experimental or evaluation design and appropriate analytical procedures, empirical validation of effects, clear implementation procedures, replication of outcomes across implementation sites, and lastly, evidence of sustainability. Researchers have found that token economies can be an effective strategy or intervention. Token economies are used when students earn tokens contingent upon desired behavior that can be cashed in for a backup reinforcer such as desired items, activities, attention from preferred people. The token economy is a common behavioral intervention that has been demonstrated to be effective for increasing appropriate behavior and decreasing inappropriate behavior for many populations across different settings. Token economies involve delivery, removal, or both delivery and removal of conditioned reinforcers, such as tokens and points, that can be exchanged for backup reinforcers, such as prizes, treats, and leisure activities. When tokens are delivered contingent on appropriate behavior or for the absence of an inappropriate behavior, these procedures are termed differential reinforcement of alternative behavior or differential reinforcement of other behavior, respectively. When tokens are removed contingent on an inappropriate behavior or for the absence of appropriate behavior, this procedure is termed response cost. An advantage of token economies is that they can be implemented with a group of individuals as a general behavioral management strategy during small group instruction, or they can be implemented as a class-wide intervention. Class-wide behavioral management strategies such as token economies should be considered to address minor disruptive behavior, to increase motivation for learning, and as a complement to an individualized intervention. So, in conclusion, effective classroom management is important as it plays an integral role in the learning outcomes of students, and it does not happen on its own. Class-wide behavior management strategies such as token economies should be considered to address the minor disruptive behavior, to increase motivation for learning, or as a complement to an individualized intervention. Token economy systems are an effective and valuable intervention that are easily implemented. With the help of behavioral interventions such as these, educators can spend valuable classroom time doing what matters most, teaching. And in conclusion, I would like to say that I stepped outside of the box and consulted with a DCPS second grade teacher on classroom management in real time in handling behaviors related to standardized testing. Her preferred method of intervention is the reward system. For her class, during standardized testing, the computer program allows for teachers to gauge the pace at which students are working or how fast the students are answering the questions. During test taking, this teacher is allowed to monitor each child's progress. For students who are rushing through and not completely reading the questions, there's a visual cue in the form of a red or yellow hand indicative of rushing behavior, or what researchers know as Christmas treeing. Her students are rewarded with a pizza party if the students get no red or yellow hands, which is exactly what they did. Overall, her students' learning objectives were achieved and they were well prepared for the next grade level. Thank you.